Hi friends, and thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Nar lawsuit and anything else that you might want to talk about real estate related that you might be confused about. And I'm just going to kind of go over it just to talk about it because people have been asking me about it, and I'm just going to tell you what my opinion is, and I'm not a lawyer. And I have not read the entire lawsuit, the brief, pages and pages and pages. Here's the thing. So this lawsuit was there to take care of some bad actors, and those bad actors were sued, and the people who sued them won, and it went all the way up to the National Association of Realtors, who also lost in court, and other brokerages who also lost in court or struck a deal. Keller Williams Realty Boise did strike a deal so that they protected Keller Williams agents, and it has forever changed the face of real estate. I'm not sure about that, but here's kind of a brief about it. In Idaho, we have what's called a buyer representation agreement, and in that agreement, it outlines what the buyer agent compensation will be. And there's a place in there that there's like a fee or a percentage that is put in there that you talk to your client about. So like if I have a buyer, I talk to my client about that compensation that the seller has agreed to pay through the brokerage. Now, the lawsuit states that the seller didn't know that that fee was negotiable, and so now what's happening is there's a lot of press about all the buyer agent fees going away, that sellers not having to pay those fees. And again, that's completely up to a seller to decide if he wants to or she wants to compensate someone for bringing a buyer. That is up to the seller, and an agreement that the seller makes with the listing agent, and then the broker oversees all of that. So the agreement is between the seller and the broker, and then the seller also hires a listing agent who lists their home. So the only thing that I have to say about anything that has to do with a zero buyer agent commission is who's going to show your home? Who is going to bring the buyer? So if the buyer comes on their own, okay, I can see not wanting to pay anything because there is no buyer agent. But if you have a buyer agent who's bringing the buyer, then I'm sure that there is a fair compensation that a seller can come to an agreement on to compensate that buyer agent. Now, will this change the face of real estate? I don't know, but my guess is it'll change a lot of things. And we don't really know how it's going to change, but what I do know and what I've been speaking to other agents about is to just be flexible, because at the end of the day, what does the seller want, right? What does the seller want? And what does the buyer want? And how can we as agents come together and make sure that marriage happens so that the seller sells their home and the buyer gets the home of their dreams, and there's this happy marriage? And so it's our job to facilitate that to the best of our ability, how we've been trained, and to provide enough information equally if we're in limited dual without an assigned agent, and to not advocate for one another if we are, and is that in the best interest of the seller or the buyer? So there are a lot of technicalities around all of this that will probably start to get ironed out as we go through the summer, and as this business changes and morphs. Sometimes a good shakeup is always a good shakeup, and sometimes it's kind of fun. So my quest to all of you out there in the webosphere is stay nimble, stay quick. Nothing changes unless nothing changes. So change is always good, and so this will shake out some things and help people sharpen their tool chest and help us all create opportunities for both buyers and sellers that are fair and equal and that everyone loves. And we're here to help that process not hinder it. And I just want to make sure that everybody just stays super flexible. Be flexible, be nimble, be able to pivot, be able to shift. Make sure we're really having great conversations with buyers and sellers, and make sure we create opportunities for people to purchase homes. And that is the best option that we could actually have out of something seemingly odd, strange, controversial, or noteworthy. And anyway, as always, be safe, be happy, and be home in Idaho. And if you have any real estate related questions, don't hesitate to call. I love giving out free information and helping people. You can DM me anytime as well. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day or evening.